Now that you're asking me about tasting, it throws me off. Like, describes things. Like, what does bacon taste like? Bacon. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, bro.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's hard.
Describe, you know.
I wasn't asking you to describe the flavor. I was just asking if it had like a pungent flavor. You know, because that's what I'm avoiding.
You know what's crazy? When everything like. Hey guys, welcome back to the Millennial Mentality Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Agnelli, here with my co-host, Peter Price. And we're back, baby.
Back.
Thank you guys for watching, listening, and subscribing. Please continue to tell your friends, family, and friends about it, guys. We're trying to grow these subscribers and build our name. So please, I know we say it every episode, but just telling your friend or family member if you like it, laugh it, you learn something from it. That just means the world to us. So we're just kind of trying to keep spread that. And, you know, every week we're gaining subscribers slowly. Every week our number is very consistent with our amount of views, so we're really happy with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so this weekend I went on a little 2-day cruise, guy.
Oh yeah.
Out of West Palm. Did I tell you that?
No.
I didn't really tell anyone that. But Paige for Christmas got me a cruise, one of them 2-day Princess of the Caribbean things.
You a cruise guy?
Oh, cruise guy.
Really?
Dude. Really. There's something about jumping on a cruise ship where you just feel like free, you know?
Yeah. Which
blew my fucking mind because, you know, I always think about like Babylonians and shit.
You always think about Babylonians?
My like number one line, Pete, is like, did cavemen do it?
That's
you know,
true,
that's
yeah,
usually my number one
a lot.
argument.
Yeah.
That's my argument to any subject matter, actually. You know, like, can you shit in the diaper? Did, you know, cavemen? That's a horrible
example. The Babylonians have diapers?
No, you know, like, how did they do that? That's a good question.
In a bush, probably.
A baby, though, you know, before diapers were created, where did the baby, like, what?
Well,
you didn't have baby underwear for the baby.
They were probably wrapping it in a
shit cloth?
Loincloth.
Well, they only had like bearskin, Pete, you know?
Yeah, bearskin probably can hold a lot.
But they didn't have a sink to wipe. It's just like, that's what I'm saying. You think about like
the river, you know?
Yeah, maybe. You know, like, what about the Egyptians, bro? Which blows my mind too. How did they build the pyramids? Dude, aliens, bro. How did them bitches build? You know how hard it is? Like, I'm a builder. You know how hard it is to make a perfect fucking triangle, right? Or pyramid. And these bitches did it with no architect, no computers. Like, was there a ruler back then? Like, how were they measuring stuff?
It is pretty mind blowing.
Like
right?
that's 2 camels long.
Do you actually think it's aliens?
Bro, like, how not? Like, my architect would have a hard time building the pyramids these days, and he has fucking CAD. You know, like.
Yeah.
How did we get here?
So just so you guys know, we started recording with zero agenda. Nick just turned the camera on, which clapped, and so we started. Anyways.
What are you laughing at? How fired up I was getting.
Yeah, I mean, you made a good point.
Damn it.
Anyways.
Yeah, no.
So how was the cruise, bro? Back to the cruise. Where'd you go?
Freeport.
That's the Bahamas?
Yeah.
Is that where you went in high school?
Yeah, but in between high school and now they got fucking slammed by a hurricane.
Damn.
And that
How'd
bitch
they doing?
Bulldozed, bro. It looks like...
Remember that little flea market that we went to across the street? That doesn't seem like it's surviving a hurricane.
I drove past it. It was Ghost Town, Pete.
It was made out of like sticks.
Yeah.
The fleece market, as you would say.
Conch shells.
Yeah.
Remember that dude selling conch?
Yeah, I do.
You fuck with fresh conch like that?
I did that time. That's probably the only time I ever did.
Yeah, dude. Anyways, Freeport is an absolute trash dump.
Freeport, not a sponsor.
Yo, no. But I feel bad for Freeport, right? Because their whole industry is tourism.
Yeah.
And that bitch literally ripped out all the tour. Like, literally, there's abandoned hotels. There's like... She said most of the island was covered roof high with water. So
really,
yeah, I got really hit. So
that's nuts.
On the fact that like, yeah, did it look like a third world country? It did, but I was really happy because we got to go there and like you could tell like the people who live there are so happy to see you. Like they're so happy to see a tourist who's gonna like spend money and like, you know, the taxi driver was super sweet. She was like a 60-year-old lady who's just like, you know, has nothing else, can't work anywhere else. And you know they're overcharging for a lot of like food and drinks and like a shitty cheese shirt there was like $15. You know. But I didn't mind like supporting, you know, like I brought this little bracelet from a 10-year-old girl that I'll never wear again in my life, but like it made her fucking day.
Right.
The beach we went to was beautiful, and so like it was nice, you know. Freeport, like I said, I hope they get back on their feet. It's you know it's fucking got hit by hard times, but
how long ago did that happen?
2 years ago. Remember that hurricane 2 years ago? I forget the name of it, but it was coming, bro. It was a Category 5. It was gonna slam our ass. And then it just went over the Bahamas and chilled there for like a day and a half.
Jeez.
And it was going like 3 miles an hour. So it literally just wouldn't move.
And they're still hurting 2 years later like that.
Still hurting, yeah.
Fuck.
So
do you think they make a comeback? Like what are they
Well, you got to
for?
think about it. Like when COVID-19 happens and your industry takes a hit by at least 50%, right?
Right. There's
Who
no
the fuck is
traveling
going to
at
the
that
Bahamas
time,
in
too.
COVID-19, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, you get hit by a hurricane back on that. Like, so you have no cash flow coming in. How do you have money to build these places back up? Because if I'm a developer in the Bahamas, I'm going to say, fuck it, I'm just going to Nassau. Like, why am I putting all my money into fixing this area?
Yeah. Shit.
So, yeah, you know, I felt really bad because you see people there, like, just, like, looking for work, but there's just nothing there. So,
So did you stay on the boat most of the time?
So we stayed on the boat. Yeah, we stayed. It was a 2-night thing. We got on at 12 o'clock Saturday afternoon, and we got back Monday morning at 9.
Okay.
So it was a 2-night, a day and a half thing, and but it was fun. I mean, we went to the bar. We had a great time. We did a wine tasting. You ever do a wine tasting?
Many.
Yeah, they're fucking fun, dude.
Yeah, I love wine tasting. Was it like a pairing too? Like they gave you food that went with it?
Yeah, I mean it was like cheese and crackers, but like yeah.
Are you a cheese guy like that?
I mean this cheese was shit. Like if it's like fire cheese in front of me, I get pretty high blood pressure.
Cheese of any kind? Wait, high blood pressure? What?
My heart rate goes.
Does that mean you like it?
Yes, I think so.
Like you like the funky stuff too? Like
give me like a nice brie cheese, bro. You know
that's like the
saying?
easy stuff, I think.
What's the hard
like
stuff?
the like goat blue cheese,
Oh,
the stuff that looks moldy.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we've talked about this before, because
wait, so like I don't like to eat like blue cheese crumbles like that. Like I'm not like you know, but like if you put it in a salad, I'll rock them bitches. You know. But then like a nice charcuterie board. Yeah.
You're trying all the cheeses on the board.
Everything there. Yeah.
I'm not trying any of them.
Really? No. So you right to the pepperoni guy? Like, do you eat the pepperoni?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. Do you put the pepperoni on the cracker?
Yeah. Just no cheese. Yeah.
Really? That's just... I feel like you're missing out on a huge chunk of life. You know what I'm saying?
It's not that I've never tried it. I've dabbled a little bit. And, like, there's some exceptions I'll make. Like, brie, like I said, like a pretty easy one. Yeah. I'm not going to order it for myself. But if it's, like, on the table and someone loaded me up one, it's like, here, you got... I'm not going to be like, get that shit out of my face. I'll just fucking eat it, you know? But I'm not going to, like, make myself a second one, probably.
Really?
Yeah, I doubt it.
So if you get, like, a fire salad and has, like, goat cheese on it, you'll say, nah, I'm good?
If there's so much goat cheese that I can't eat around it, then yeah, I'll just not even eat it probably.
Really?
If I'm like at someone's house and they made it for me, I'll try real hard to eat around it.
And that's straight consistency that you don't like that for?
Yeah, probably. Because it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor, right?
Oh, goat cheese is the goat. It's literally the best. It's the greatest of all time.
Does it taste like a lot of...
It's the best cheese ever. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
You're not... Yeah, you're doing a poor job describing any adjectives.
It's literally like... my cheese best friend, you know, like you can put it with anything, dude. Like a grilled cheese.
Okay, but answer the question I'm asking you. You know how like blue cheese stinks and like tastes like stuff? When you eat goat cheese, I feel like that one doesn't smell too bad. Goat cheese.
No.
And does it have a strong flavor?
Yeah, I think so. Like
Nick Velasquez used
now
to.
that
When
you're
we worked
asking me about
Burgers,
tasting, it throws me off. Like describes things. Like what does bacon taste like? Bacon, you know what I'm saying? It's hard, bro.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
Describe, you know.
I wasn't asking you to describe the flavor. I was just asking if it had like a pungent flavor. You know, because that's what I'm avoiding.
You know what's crazy? When everything like, you know, like if you know, like what does smoky mean? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I've never tasted smoke. Have you ever tasted smoke?
Yeah.
How?
Well, it's in the air, you know, and like if you breathe it in, it's like.
What?
I was gonna make a weird comparison, but like, I don't know. You know, what do you mean, dude? You know what smoke tastes like.
What I'm saying is,
if you smoke like food, you know, you cooked it with smoke, it tastes like that smoke does.
But like, you've never tasted smoke.
If you breathe in some smoke and that flavor that's in your mouth, what do you connect that with?
Smell. But what I'm getting to is like, I think smelling and tasting are the same thing.
Yeah, sure. You should have started with that.
When I had the vid a month ago, dude, when they were like twins. Like when they both left.
You lost your smell and taste?
And like sometimes I'd have a hint of a smell and no taste, but like it wouldn't connect.
Did I tell you about the Szechuan thing yet?
What happened?
Okay, so when JoJo got COVID like a year ago, the first time, she also, man, my posture is fucked. I just realized I was like hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yep.
JoJo lost her taste and smell as well, and when the smell came back, now she smells Szechuan all the time. Do you know what Szechuan is? It's a pepper, but like usually like Chinese food, instead of using like olive oil, they'll use Szechuan oil, and like you can pretty much cook anything with Szechuan oil, and you'll swear I was cooking Chinese food. Like that, that's the only connection I can really make with it.
And so she's just smelling Szechuan oil everywhere
all the time. Yeah,
like in the bathtub.
I guess not really. Like usually when I fart, she says it smelled like Szechuan, which is new.
No.
But also we'll just be like walking down the street and she'll be like, "Do you smell Szechuan?"
But like, are you right next to a Chinese food store?
No, I don't smell the Szechuan and she does.
Maybe she's tripping, dude. Like,
no, she is, but like something happened when she lost her sense of smell and taste, and when it came back, it was different. And so we looked this up, and I know what you're gonna say, because Google will tell you anything you want, and I believe that.
Oh, Szechuan.
But there's other people out there. There's other people out there that claim the same thing.
It breaks your back. It makes you smell Szechuan.
You can't say that word, huh?
What?
Szechuan?
What? Saskatchewan?
Saskatchewan?
He said what?
But yeah, there's other people that have claimed the same thing. Apparently,
that is literally a random Reddit page that's like Sasquatch COVID question mark. So yeah, that's wrong.
The only thing that makes me believe it.
Squashquan too. But that's like that's not a bad random smell to have. You know, like
she hates it.
Imagine if it was like black licorice randomly came up in your nostril.
Yeah,
you know?
Sure.
What were you gonna say?
What's that smell like? Black licorice.
It smells like there's a name for it.
I keep doing this to you, asking you what specific things smell like.
It's like Ruppelmints, but not.
Okay. Yeah, that's funny. Have you ever seen that meme? You ever seen that meme where they're like, these candles smell like Fireball. And they're like, non-alcoholics call that cinnamon. Yeah. They're like, what's black licorice smell like? I don't know, Rumplemints?
Yeah. I think it's there.
I think Rumplemints is peppermint. Sambuca is black licorice.
Oh, you're right.
You like Sambuca?
I never fucked with it like that before. Literally.
I like it. It's not like I'm ever going to order it at the bar for myself.
Do you have a bottle of Sambuca at your house?
Hell no.
Okay.
But at Cucina, it's an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
Sambuca's an Italian liqueur. So we always had one like in the freezer. And when like some real...
crazy shit.
You know, Goodfellas or someone comes by that you think will appreciate it. You pour them fucking Sambuca in like a little snifter glass. Yeah. And they'll be like,
Okay. What?
I don't know. That's the thing Italian guys do.
Really? Yeah, I do that too. What if I came in with like a sport coat, do I give off that vibe?
Nah.
What? Nah. Even if I'm doing this next time? Literally walking in.
You're like jolly. You're so happy and smiling.
So I gotta pull like how you doing? You know, like I think I could do that.
Maybe.
But I think my voice just kills everything.
Something. I don't
know. Is there something like intimidating about my voice? Is there anything? Would you ever hear me and be like, I'm not fucking with that kid?
I don't think so.
Yeah, fuck.
It hasn't crossed my mind yet.
Dude, I gotta start changing dialects or something.
Dialects.
No, so do you see a lot of mobsters go through Cucina?
Nah.
Like once a week?
Nah, not even probably. Like it's definitely occurred, but I can't think of one that was like a regular. And maybe mobster was like the wrong term too. But sometimes like authentic Italian people come in and you can tell, you know.
Nico Falcone's, you know.
Yeah, that's a mobster though.
Yeah. Wait, what? Is it actually?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like I pointed that name out really fast. Like
you think you belong?
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I think I'm in.
But I don't know, man. Maybe also Lenore's it happened more often because the owners there are like real Italian people and like the grandparents speak Italian.
No
so
shit.
people would come in all the time and be like, "Oh, there's Nonna here." And you'd be like, "Oh, fuck." Like, yeah, hold on 1 second. And then they'd come out and she'd come with like a bottle of limoncello that she made at home.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's a vibe, dude.
She's cute. She was like a real Nonna too, you know. She's like fucking 5 feet tall.
Dude, they got fire food there too.
Yeah, very good.
Well, damn, this is all crazy stuff.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
What I think what we were talking about though with shooting stars. Do you believe in shooting stars?
Yeah, dude. What do you mean? I don't think there's. That's like that one's not a myth.
Is it not?
No.
Have you ever seen one, bro?
Yeah.
Where?
In the sky.
Where? Where were you?
I don't remember.
Because I've never seen one, bro.
They're a real thing, I promise.
How many times have you seen it, Pete?
I think just once.
See? You're telling me. You're telling me, bro.
Did you do any research before you said this?
No. You're telling me, bro, if you kind of saw something one time in your life, you're believing it? If, like, you kind of saw a miniature orange one time in your life.
A clementine?
Fuck.
Bro, I'm just saying. I'm not like a shooting star expert or anything. And this sounds like a wild conspiracy. I would love for there to be like some facts out there that say that otherwise. But I'm pretty sure that one's like not up for debate. People just know that they're real. I think you just said something wild.
Am I canceling shooting stars?
Maybe they're okay. So here's my thing. Maybe they're not stars because I don't understand like why all the other ones sit still and that one's moving so fast. Maybe it's like a meteor.
Is every star that doesn't move coming directly at us? Because wouldn't that bitch be going sideways? You know? Am I tripping, dude? That's like simple cosmosis.
Cosmosis?
Dude, see, that's what I'm saying, dude. Bro. And could you imagine the first motherfucker on this planet to be like, yo, this bitch is not flat? Like, how crazy is that? Because they're going to look at you and they're going to say, bro, that's flat. You know? Like, what's not flat?
Well, didn't they, like, want to kill the guy that first said it wasn't flat? I mean, I don't remember who it was.
He was the original flat earther.
No, the opposite. Everyone was, I think, was a flat earther at first.
But, like, he sounded like a flat earther. He's like, yo, this bitch is round. They're like, what? You know?
Yeah, and they wanted to, like, kill him, I think.
Could you imagine, though, how scary it is, like, to think, yo, I'm going to go that way on the water, and I could fall off that bitch, you know? Because they literally thought you were sitting on, like, a piece of paper, and if you went too far, you just fell. Yeah,
but you'd probably see the edge before you got there, right?
And you think you're going to be able to go reverse with a coconut crew?
You're saying some wild shit.
You can't go reverse with paddles, dude.
Yeah, like, you know.
They were in wood, Pete.
What if you just, like, went right underneath and then were upside down on the bottom side?
Negative gravity?
Like, there's a bottom side, too, you know?
You know, I heard this thing the other day.
Yeah, like negative gravity, exactly.
Bro, Elon Musk thinks that the core isn't real.
Whatever Elon Musk thinks, I agree.
You think he's like God in your mind? Like, as far as, like, whatever Elon Musk says he does?
I think, did you mean to say that way?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I think he's way smarter than me, so, like, whatever he believes strongly in.
What does that mean? You know, like, he's not R2-D2, you know? I think he's just got crazy, dude, just crazy.
He's just
crazy. So you think if he gets the little microchip in his head, you're gonna do it?
No. So I'm not, like, I also don't have a Tesla, you know?
Yeah.
But he does have a knack for doing some really smart shit, you know? And, like, I think if he believes in something very strongly and that I have no opinion or education on, then I'll probably lean in his direction, yeah. What's the thing that he thinks the core of the earth isn't real?
Yeah, he thinks there's, like, a world down there.
Oh, my God.
And like it's an
I wish you would have told me what he believed in before I co-signed it.
But like, oh, okay, this is also a TikTok, so I'm not. This isn't. He didn't come out of his mouth, you know. But wouldn't that be crazy if the inside of our sphere is a world?
It would be crazy.
And it just was inverted, you know. Is this the movie script for Introvert? What's that movie with Matthew McConaughey? Inception. No.
That's a movie.
That's a movie. And it's a dream in a dream in a dream.
That's a cool movie. I like that one a lot.
I hate it, bro. It made me.
Have you ever lucid dreamed?
Like once.
On accident?
I thought I was in that bitch.
Right, yeah.
You
could control yourself?
It was like controlling an Xbox game.
Okay.
I was like right step, left step, right step.
You had to think real hard about it? What were you doing?
Fucking, probably.
I was going to say, was sex involved?
Sometimes, you know? You ever wake up from a sex dream and be literally like in it?
In what?
Like that mode? Like you literally wake up from a sex dream?
Well, most times I wake up.
From a sex dream?
In general.
Or due to sex dreams?
What? No, I'm just saying, usually when you wake up, do you not have morning wood?
No, that's not like a consistent thing.
No?
Like maybe
Are we
once
getting
a
old?
week.
Is that...
Well, yeah.
That goes away? I got it.
Well, I mean, how many pumps you getting in a week?
Not a lot.
Like over under 2 pumps a week?
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's not how you answer that question, right?
Yeah.
Over? But
okay.
Close to that, probably. But that's also like all I really am looking for. We've talked about this before, I think, off camera. I've got a pretty like low sex drive.
Libido, yeah.
Yeah, libido, that's the word, right? Yeah. You have a high one, huh?
Correct.
Yeah. So what's your pump game like?
May you repeat the question, please? Usually about 1 a day keeps the doctor away.
Are you on that schedule?
What?
Did you say that's what you're doing?
Typically, like, I think 1 pump a day is good.
Wait, are you pumping yourself?
Some pumps.
But not all the time.
No, not every pump, no.
Wow, dude,
I do have
that's up there.
What?
That's up there.
I think you need to get your pumps up, Pete.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And Logan Paul is not God, but he said he went from like 2 pumps a month to like
2 a day.
2 a day.
Yeah.
And dude, you're just in the moment, dude. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to teach you how to beat off. But
no, I mean, there's been a time in my life when I pumped, you know, but...
Once a day?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Certain phases in my life, I bet.
You get any pumps in jail?
Nah.
Really, no pumps?
No. There was this one kid that would pump it in the shower. Oh. And I told you how the showers were. Like, it's not like you're in a private shower, or it's not like the movies where it's a big room full of showers and dudes. You're in, like, the main pod, you know, it's the common area where guys are playing cards, you're watching TV right there, and there's just a stall door with a shower behind it, you know? But, like, your head is above the stall door, you know? Like, I can watch TV while I'm taking the shower. You can also watch all the guys in the pod. Yeah. All the guys in the pod can also see you. And there was this one kid that, it's not like you can see his hand or what he's doing behind the stall door, but the way he just, the look in his eye or something, everyone knew.
It was looking through you.
Yeah. He was focused.
He was in a different world.
He was focused as fuck.
I mean, that takes a lot of willpower to be able to pump in front of 40 dudes in a jail.
Yeah. Willpower and like...
So did no one go in after that because of the splooge?
Yeah, people avoided the shower. He always used the same one, and no one really liked using that one.
That's super sketchy, dude, you know?
Yeah.
Because you don't have, like, a personal sprayer in jail, you know? Like, there's no, like, literally...
No, there's no personal anything.
Nothing, dude. So were there just, like, dudes walking around, like, naked from the fucking shower and shit?
Nah, because that'd be weird, too, you know? Yeah. Like, that would make you a weirdo.
So you took the towel from the room to the shower back.
Yeah, there's, like, a hook outside the stall door. Yeah. So, like, as soon as you're done, you just reach over the door and you grab your towel from the hook, and then you come out in a towel.
Okay, and then you walk in with a towel. And
actually, so then like you either can go back to your pod, but most like people would dry off with the towel in the shower stall, and then you'd also have like there's a chair that would be pulled up right outside the shower, and you'd have like your clothes folded and ready to go on the chair, and so then you'd like have your towel on. And you'd grab your clothes from the chair, go back in the shower stall, get your clothes on, and then you come out to the pod dressed.
That's nice.
Yeah. Pain in the ass, but...
Did they give you fresh towels every day?
Nah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
I mean, that's a crazy question.
Wednesdays?
It's not like you bring your personal towel in.
No, you don't. They give you towels.
Yeah.
Wednesdays, I think, were like hygiene day, and where they'd give you like a new tube of toothpaste, a new deodorant, and maybe they gave you 2 new towels.
Okay.
So I think you had like 2 towels for the week, because we would use 1 towel to mop the floor of our cell. So I know we had more than 1 towel. I think each person maybe got like 2 towels.
Was there a towel exchange in there? Anyone exchanging towels? Nah. Because they sell everything in fucking jail.
They do, yeah. No towel exchange.
Huh. That's.
But you probably could have fluffed up your mattress with one, so maybe.
Yeah, right? So yeah, I think you should get to 5, 6, 7 pumps a week.
So here's my thing, though. And...
Effort?
I think, I mean, I don't know, maybe you'll have an opinion on this, but like JoJo, I know would not be okay with me like watching porn and pumping.
Really?
Yeah, I think she definitely would have a problem with that. I mean, we talked about it on the last episode about VR porn.
Yeah.
And she jokingly afterwards was like, better not find that fucking VR like in your tattoo shop or some shit one day. Like,
so what's the I get like, so before I even ask the question, I'm gonna answer it. Like, I guess the psychology behind that is like, you're beating off to someone having sex that's not me.
Yeah, you're looking at a naked girl that's not me.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get the logic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get that side to it. But like, there's like a huge... I guess like it's trippy because we've been primed since such a young age, like porn, you know?
Yeah.
Like for 100 majillion years, they beat off to just the spank bank, you know, just what was going on upstairs.
What would the barbarians do?
What would the barbarians do? Exactly. They're probably beaten every day, you know?
They got to keep their testosterone levels high.
They were animals. They were literally, you know, like, you know? But
they were probably fucking every day because they were trying to make more people.
Every day, bro.
Yeah.
But like, they didn't even know when they were pregnant. They're like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah, imagine the first person that got pregnant, how fucking scared they probably were.
Crazy, dude. Like, there's something growing inside me, bro.
Well, you don't even know. You're just thinking like, God damn, these berries are making me so fat.
Well, imagine one day you get like a kick, bro. You're like, what the fuck was that?
Trippy,
you know?
Right?
Dude,
they probably killed the first few pregnant people thinking that was a witch or something.
Yeah, I'd be throwing in, bitch, what? flat earth.
Anyway, let's go back to the porn conversation because I think that's valid.
Okay, yes. So my thing is like, I guess we've been primed since such a young age, but there's like no connection to like what we're watching. It's simply like stimulating something.
Right, I agree.
And
it's not like you're watching it because you're like wishing to be with that person or with anyone else.
And they also have proved like dopamine from watching porn is like just as equivalent as cocaine. Dopamine hits. So like there's something about a man watching sex that's like very, I don't know, like... But I've also thought about it too. How creepy would it be, bro, if you were like in your apartment one day and you looked across and there was someone getting fucked and you just took out your dick and started beating off?
Yeah, in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that would be like a huge deal, but like watching porn wouldn't be.
Right. But
so because there's a
disconnect. Do you see why some people have a hard time making that disconnect?
1,000%. 1,000%. Right. Because it's weird. You're watching 2 people have sex and you're basically saying, I'm enjoying watching this woman have sex.
Right. Well, I think mainly for the girls, it's that they don't want you wanting another girl other than them, you know, or wanting to even see another girl. You know, there's a lot of girls that like aren't okay with their boyfriend going to a strip club either because there's going to be naked girls there and like they don't want you looking at naked girls.
Yeah.
Which I also think, you know, that's one that's like 50-50. You know, there's plenty of relationships that don't feel that way. And like JoJo, I don't think is one of those either. Like, I'm probably allowed to go to a strip club.
Because you'd go once every 2 years. It's not like every month you're like, yo, babe, gonna go to the strip club.
Yeah, if I was a regular at the club, it might be weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm sure when we were at your bachelor party, we're gonna go to a strip club, and like she knows that. But I think it's the same kind of logic or mindset where like they just don't want you looking at another girl that's not them naked. And
I think that is one of those things that when it comes down to it, there are biological differences. That's the whole, you know, trans conversation is a whole different thing than what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When you're born with natural testosterone or hormones or everything like that. And there's some things that I think simply women will never see the point of view because they don't have that flowing through their blood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's something that, like, again, if Paige would come up to me like, don't go to a strip club, I'm not going to, like, be that friend. Like, if one of their girls goes up to him and says that, like, I'm going to roast them. If he came to me like, yo, bro, like, to be honest, Josie like doesn't want me going, I wouldn't be like, you fucking bitch.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'll think like, damn, like I wish she would, but I get it. You know?
Right.
So if Paige would ever come to me and be like, no strip clubs, I'm not gonna like lose a relationship on that.
Yeah.
But
I know when I worked at Kachina, there was a girl that worked there with me who was engaged at the time, and she broke off the engagement because she found out her boyfriend or her fiance was watching porn.
see, that's like, like, I'm sorry, that's like not insane to me, but I guess here's the thing. I don't think that's something you go home and break up with your boyfriend for. I think if it's like a one strike thing, like, hey babe, that
I'm
really
not
got
cool
to
with
me.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if you go home, in my opinion, and watch your boyfriend beating off the porn one time and you end it and you're really in love, like that's like,
right.
You know,
it was a drastic step.
correct.
Yeah.
If you address it and communicate with your partner and be like, yo, you know, and here's also the crazy thing too. Would you feel offended if Josie told you she was, you know, masturbating to porn?
I think so. That's why I understand.
And why would that be?
Sort of the same logic where it's like, in my mind, it's not like it would be worth breaking up, you know, or anything like that. I think we'd have to just have a conversation. But like, I can understand, you know, not.
So would you give her kind of like a, hey babe, I don't like that?
Well, you know.
Is it my thing? Like, is it? If it's not a problem, it's not a problem, and like that's my thing. It's like if she fell in love with Pete, who beat off twice a week to porn.
I think it needs to be
like,
a conversation about like what is it that you're like lacking in our relationship? You know, what is it that you're seeking out by doing that? Is it that we're not having enough sex? Because if so, I'm down to have more sex too. Okay. You know, so like. I guess that's what the conversation should lead to instead of it being like, this is over. I didn't realize you were a fucking freak that watched porn.
Yeah.
It just needs to be like, what is it that you're like seeking out? You know, is it that you were just horny and wanted to have sex? Because like, that's a conversation we can have, and then we can just have more sex. You know?
Yeah.
And then that's like a win-win for both parties. You know,
like
if the answer isn't that, then I think it's a deeper conversation. You know, like I think that's another thing too, is like a lot of girls, if they found out their boyfriend was watching porn, it'd be like, well, what's he looking at? You know, like if they're a brunette girl that's chubby and you're looking at blonde, petite girls, they might be like, what the he's looking for something that's not me. And that I could also see be a problem.
You're making such valid points, Pete. I can't disagree with anything you're saying right now. So the main thing is like for me, I beat off to porn probably twice a week.
Okay.
Do you think I'm in the wrong for that?
No, also, but I think like because you've like spoken about it openly before, it seems like Paige is well aware of it, and she doesn't have an issue with it. Yeah. And if there's not a problem, then there's not a problem, like you said. Okay. But in my scenario, I know JoJo's uncomfortable with it, and so you know, I want to respect that.
But I guess my question is, you also say the same in return. So you think the premise behind it is disagreeable.
Okay, so the reason that I feel the same way in return is because...
You feel some type of way about it.
Because I think, like, like I was saying, you know, what is it that she's seeking out? Because if it's more sex, like, I can give more sex. You know, you don't need to look at the computer and watch some other dude have sex so you can touch yourself. I can do... as long as that's the solution, you know? And if that's not the solution, then fuck, what is it? You know, what is it you're seeking out?
I got you.
And that's it.
I think and it's such a fun conversation. There's so much.
Do you think it would be fair if the answer was, I just like doing it by myself sometimes? Would that be wrong?
Yo, fucking shoot me dead. But dude, did a nice beat off is like euphoric sometimes, dude. Like, and like, I get it. No one really talks about guys beating off, right? But like, I'll be the one to say it. Dude, it's fucking awesome, you know, sometimes. And I'm not saying like beating off every day is like healthy and awesome. What I'm saying
relationship people or like experts would say that watching porn is like bad for the relationship. You don't feel that way, obviously, though, right?
No, because here's the thing. Like, I think she's sexy as hell. Like, I think we have very good sex. Like, and if
what's the ratio of like the pumps that you're getting in every day? How many of those are personal pumps and how many of those are Paige pumps?
Maybe.
I mean, as long as you're okay with answering that.
No. I'll give an answer. I guess I overestimated it. I'm not getting like one pump in a day. I'm probably getting like 4 to 5 pumps in a week.
Okay.
And probably 3 of those are personal pumps.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
On average, you know?
So 2 or 3 Paige pumps a week? That's sort of the same schedule as me. It's just I'm not doing the personal pumps.
okay. And see, you don't have urges?
No, I think it makes the real thing
And I think
better.
I think your libido's low. So, and I'm not saying like...
I do think my libido's low, though.
But I think when it would be high, think how much, not how much you would crave that, but like how...
But I think that pumping on my own would make it worse. Because it's like when it does come time, I'm ready. You know, it's like I've been waiting. You know, but if I just did it by myself a couple hours ago, she might be ready, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know, I'm good. You know, like I think that the fact that I have a libido is the reason why I don't do it, because I'm not like sitting there craving it, and then when it's time, it's like, oh yeah, okay, bet. You know.
See, but like some guys would have a problem with that because you're talking about coming twice a week, and you'd be coming in like 25 seconds.
Yeah, I don't have that issue.
Yeah. Because that's a thing. Like, maybe I got a sensitive dick. I don't know.
No. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And there's definitely been times. I think like, okay, so when I'm not like on a consistent, me and Joe are like fairly consistent with that schedule. There is no schedule. I don't want to make it sound like that. But
there's like an unnamed schedule, you know.
It's pretty random, I feel like, but it seems to be the same like consistency of how often it happens, you know. And I think if there's ever been like a time where like I was single or something and went on like a dry spell for like a month or two, then the first time is a little you start thinking about Peyton Manning or something in the background,
crazy stuff.
But like right now on the schedule I'm on, I'm good.
I think it's whatever works for you.
Absolutely.
Like you were saying.
Yeah.
And I think this conversation is so
and like you were saying, if there isn't a problem, there isn't a problem.
Yeah.
You know, we've also agreed that like Reed's relationship that he has, where like a lot of the times he's like posting his girlfriends naked on Instagram. Yeah. We both aren't comfortable with that, but him and his girls are. So, you know, good for them.
Exactly.
You know, to each his own.
And that's why every relationship is dynamic. And literally whatever works for you, whatever works for you. You know, I know guys who would be okay letting their girls have OnlyFans. Like, and it happens, you know? So it's like, again, whatever works for you, works for you. Fucking crazy though, dude. We've been all over the map.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which that's a crazy thing too. The fucking first map? Bro, who thought of that? You know,
it must have been really hard without like a plane too, I feel like, you know?
But, bro, without a plane on a horseback.
Yeah, sure, you know, that's what I'm saying. It would have been hard from ground level. You know, you think you just walked in a straight line.
Yeah.
But like,
you didn't?
Yeah, right.
That's like saying I-95 is dead straight, you know? Like, it kind of seems straight, but that bitch is all over the map, you know? Like, so how are you going to look down a coastline and be like, little over here, little over here. It's gonna just go curve, you know. And it's just like it's crazy to me, dude. Like
that's funny, man.
And like, how did you know you didn't walk like in a diagonal, dude? You know, one guy must have got lost one time, and they're like, dude, that was the last guy. Like Rip Larry.
That's the last guy.
That's the last guy who's going without a map, you know. And like he needs a map.
Yeah.
And like they had no highways, bro. Mm-hmm. They had no highways.
Well, they didn't have cars for a long time.
So how did they get there?
Where?
Anywhere. The grocery store, the neighbors, you know? They just followed.
Let me ask you something. Do you get on the highway to go to your neighbor's house?
Damn.
Do you get on the highway to go to the grocery store?
That's hella deep. They didn't have Donald Ross, Pete.
Well...
You know, it was follow the chimney to over there. When you get there, just turn around and come back.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like they used to warn the people with two lights. Like, what's the saying? Two they're coming, one they're not.
I don't know.
You know, it was a lantern, bro.
Yeah, lantern.
That was the first radio. Like, oh shit, bro, bounce.
There's a lantern in the window.
You know, like, oh shit. Like, is it lit? Do you like campfires, Pete?
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, I haven't been around a good one in a minute, but yeah, I can appreciate it.
That was blowing my mind too. Like, what is fire?
Oh, dude.
Dude, that is crazy.
What is it? Is it like the
collection
air?
of energy, dude?
I was going to say, is it the air on fire?
Molecules? Crazy.
You can't use the word.
And why is it orange? Orange and blue?
Yeah.
From what?
Yeah,
From
dude.
what? And you know, some fucking guy's gonna come up to me who's like, it's oxygen mixing with chloride in the nucleus. And like, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's not, you know?
That guy probably thinks there's another world in the core.
Dude, literally Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
But like, what is fire? And like, it's just...
I don't know. That's a good question.
So that's what I'm starting to do, bro.
What kind of guests do we need to have on to answer that?
A firetologist. But like, this is what I'm saying. This is how I know I'm fucked up mentally. It's like, that's the shit I'm thinking about for like half an hour at a time, bro. Because it's such like a basic thing, and then I ask it out loud, and it's like hard to describe. You know?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, impossible to describe.
Like, fuck. And that was used to like blow up shit, you know? Wow. You know, it's just insane.
Did we talk about the nuclear power bomb testing in the United States yet?
No.
Okay. Man, I hope this is actually as interesting as I think it is.
Okay.
But I just watched this like random video or documentary the other day. Video on YouTube.
Love those.
About apparently before we dropped like the nuke in
Hiroshima.
Nagasaki. The U.S. military was testing
in Nevada, right?
Yeah, right. In the United States. And Kodak Black, just kidding, the film company.
Oh, because I thought he was a conspiracy guy.
Okay. Kodak, the film company, discovered that the U.S. was testing.
That's crazy. That's the first thing I think about when I hear
Kodak Black, right? I know.
No, Kodak cameras.
Before you think of black?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe?
Nah.
Okay. Okay, keep going. So
Kodak, the film company, discovered that the U.S. was testing these nukes on U.S. soil before they had even released it to the public or anyone.
Just because they took a picture of it?
No. Because they would sell, at this time, it was like film cameras, like what we take pictures with, of the guests. And those little pieces of film, the packets that you refill the cameras with.
Correct.
People were buying them and opening the package up and finding that it had little black specks all over the paper. Mm-hmm. Like those areas had already gotten developed or something. And it was happening all over the country in these certain regions. And they couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on, but they were having to like recall all this product because the film was ruined. And so they hired like some scientists to figure it out. And he ends up like taking samples of those pieces of paper where it's developed the little black specks, testing it. Turns out it's like it's radiation, radioactive molecules. Christ. And like there's different types of radiation, And he figured it out that it was this specific type of radiation that's used in nuclear bombs. Yeah. And so they tried to figure out how like this nuclear energy could have gotten there, and they're looking at like the wind patterns of the country, and only the regions where like the wind traveled through like these states from Nevada is where the film is getting fucked up. No shit. So they brought this information to the government, and the government was like, "Fuck, you guys weren't supposed to know about this. No one's supposed to know about this." Jesus. So they paid off Kodak to not release this information to the public.
Which that's kind of fucked too. Like,
right, they hushed the whole thing. Like there's nuclear radiation all over the country. How the fuck are you gonna
say no, we're good? You know. Damn.
Interesting, right? Sorry, that was like a long story with like a little climax, but
you ever seen the show Chernobyl?
Yeah. Crazy,
dude. You know what the worst part of that? So I have a puppy. I fucking love her. There's a scene in that movie where it's like kind of describing what they did to the young Russian guys. Like the kid's 18 years old, like a fresh kid off of the school, whatever. And they took him and they put him in the army because in Russia you just do what they tell you to do. Yeah. And the kid didn't want to join. He's just made join. And within the first day, when Chernobyl happened, all of the local villages and neighbors, the animals within those had radiation, which you have to kill or it keeps spreading. The radiation keeps spreading. So this 18-year-old kid had to go into a village and kill every dog that ran up to him.
Damn.
And like I was thinking of like, could you imagine going through your neighborhood and every dog that just ran up to you had to fucking kill?
Yeah.
And like,
but let me ask you this: if you were in the military, right?
Yeah.
You've already sort of mentally prepared yourself to have to kill people. Is it harder to kill dogs than people, you think?
What I think it does is I think it takes the soul out of you, and I think that's what like it kills people because like it reminds you of life. Yeah. Like when you're in a war zone and you're just like that's it. That's all you're picturing in your mind, like shooting at people and bombs and all this shit. When you're just walking through an empty neighborhood and a dog runs up to you, you're thinking like, damn, this is
yeah,
inhumane.
I guess that's true. He wasn't in a war zone, right?
This is inhumane, you know?
Yeah.
And then I thought, like, oh my God, there's people that actually had to live this life. And it's like...
Have you heard about all, like, the mutant animals that are in that area from the radiation?
I think it's probably crazy, bro.
There's, like, two-headed deer and shit.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know why we both said deer, because
I've seen it.
Yeah, I didn't. That was just, like, kind of the first thing that came to my head.
No,
yeah.
I think I've seen it.
Okay, cool. Maybe subconsciously I saw it, too. That's
maybe it was Photoshopped. I'm not sure. But, like... And the fact that the government tried to cover that up, dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I don't know if I trust the government, and that's bad. I'll be honest, like, I don't know if I trust the government, like, 30%. You know, like, it's not a high number.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and like, I don't fucking trust them, dude.
Nah.
They're too slimy.
There's something weird going on.
It's like a relationship. And like, if you fucking lie to me a few times, like, what are you not lying to me about? You know?
Right. Well, that's the thing. Once the trust is broken, it's like
gone.
Ruined forever. Yeah.
And I don't know, bro.
Do you agree with that?
What?
If you're in a relationship and the trust is broken at some point, like, is there any coming back? Or is that toast?
No.
What's it take?
Realizing what you could lose.
What's it take for the person that broke the trust or the person that is having the issue?
What I'm saying is like, if you have two partners that truly love each other, but one of them fucked up, like, the trust is broken, but I feel like the person who fucked up could change. Like you're saying, could a person change and never do that again? I think some people...
No, the question is, can that person who got cheated or betrayed, whatever it was, you know, however the trust was broken, can that ever be gained back? Or like, once you've broken the trust, do you think there's always going to be that doubt in their mind?
See, this is the way I think about it. It's like, God, I don't know if this sounds fucked up. I think if I learned that Paige cheated like once on me, it was one crazy random time, I don't know if I'm throwing away my relationship just for that. Now it's just, and that's one thing like about divorces too. Like you end up hearing all these couples that one of them's cheated over the years and shit like that, but they're still married.
Yeah.
Like when you're engaged to be married or married, like there's so many intertwined parts of your life where it's not like we have joint bank accounts, we have like all this, like we have built a life together, right?
Right.
So would I absolutely break up with her if she cheated on me once? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's really easy to say, duh, you fucking dump her.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's more deep than that, you know? And I think I would have to get down to it where like, understand that I'm going to take you back maybe, but you're going to have to, I'm going to be over the top. I am going to be texting you a lot if you're not texting me. Like I am.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to deal with that for a while, you know? Like, because, I mean, what's your opinion on it? I feel like you're torn too.
I'm torn a little bit. Like, I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, and it gets complicated, especially when you're that deep in the relationship. Yeah. And like you said, bank accounts and shit make it complicated. Buying homes and shit together make it complicated.
So I'll give it to you real right now. In your position with Josie.
Yeah.
If you found out Josie, this is literally
sure, hypothetical situation, yeah. But in our situation, it's almost easier because we don't have any of this. You know, we don't have a joint bank account.
You think it's a game ender?
I mean, for me, yeah, because my devil's advocate to you, when you're saying like I could take you back and it's going to be me on your ass for a while, like. Is it not going to be on her ass like forever? Because once you're not on her ass, like, are you not going to be thinking in the back of your head, well, that one time she did it, you know, like, and if it was that one crazy night, you know, where whatever the circumstances were, if she's ever in a scenario like that again, it's gonna drive you nuts. You know, I just think, and it's like half from personal experience. Not that I've ever been in a relationship to that level where I've been engaged or married or anything, but once like trust is broken and then trying to ride it out and make it work after that, you drive yourself crazy, or at least I would drive myself crazy thinking about, you know, because you said in the beginning, if two people who truly love each other are in a relationship and one of them breaks the trust, I almost see something wrong with that. Because like, if those two people were really in love with each other, that one person wouldn't have done the thing to break the trust, you know? Like, I don't know. I just think it's almost unhealthy I think it's probably different in every scenario. You know, every relationship's different. Every person's different. Yeah. Some people really just, you know, aren't the jealous type or don't overthink like that, you know, and those people can probably let some shit like that ride. But I know I'm not one of those. Yeah.
And I guess, like, I've literally know for a fact there's relationships on both sides of the chill spectrum. Like I said, there's and that chill spectrum is basically across the board. And me and Paige, I guess, are not in the chill spectrum in the fact that, like, we don't put in effort, you know? Last week I bought her a card of flowers because fuck it, why not? Like, it's both there. But, like, the trust chill and, like, there's just, like, you know, I'm like, again, back to, like, the strip club thing. Like, we're just chill. And she was like, yo, I'm going out with the girls, and I'm like, sweet, go, you know?
No,
like,
right. And I mean, but me and Joe are like that, too. Yeah. Joe can do whatever she wants. She bartends. She wears whatever she wants. I don't give a fuck. I have zero trust issues with Joe. Yeah. But that's the thing. I have zero trust issues with Joe. If she ever did something to break my trust, now every night when she leaves for work in that, like, sexy little outfit, instead of me being like, damn, you look fucking good, it's going to be like,
who's that,
you know,
for?
Who's she going there to impress, you know? Because that now she's showed me that that's what she's there for, you know? And if that's the case, I'm not going to put myself through that, you know? I'm just going to... I can't do that to my mentality. I'm very, like, protective of my mindset, I think.
It's one of those things where, like, it's so hard, and that's why, like, the agony of divorce, like, doesn't keep me up at night, but, like, scares me because I know how in love my parents were at one time, you know? And how they were, you know, just the happiest in love, and that they didn't fucking make it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, like, so what I'm saying is, like, I think in a relationship, it's always got to keep evolving. It's always got to keep changing in ways. And you got to, I don't know, in my 3 years of being in this relationship, you got to, there's going to be chapters of this and chapters of that and chapters of this. And, like, the last 6 months has been stressful for us between planning for a wedding and shit, like, and that was a chapter, you know, and then it's got to go to the next chapter, which is more fun and exciting and whatever it is. But it's like unfathomable for me to think about, like, not spending the rest of my life with her. So it's hard, you know, it's hard. And that's what, I guess, marriage is scary, and it's scary yet so you're so assured and exciting. Yeah. But even though, like, someone could look at me and be like, I am with the love of my life, 50% of those love of your lives don't work out. So that's the trippy thing to me, you know?
Yeah. I think the statistic, though, we need to, like, kind of take with a grain of salt, you know? Because we've talked about it on the podcast before.
A lot of people get divorced.
All of our parents got divorced. So now we're going into these marriages with a different mindset of, like, I don't want to be like my parents. Yeah. Nick has been sober, I swear.
I'm super sober, yeah.
But we don't want to be like our parents, you know? We don't want to get divorced, and we know that. And I think a lot of people our age and our generation know that and feel that way.
Here, I think a big kicker is about it. Like, I don't know about your parents in specific, but, like, what's going to get me through all the really hard times in this relationship, because there's going to be really hard times ahead of us, I know that, is, like, I looked at my parents and I was like, damn, if you push through those hard times, y'all definitely could have made it. Like, you know, like, and I think we're going to be able to look at that and be like, listen, I've seen this midlife crisis. I've seen this. And, like, it sucks, but you're going to get through that, you know?
I don't know if that's the case for my parents, though.
You don't know you don't think if they got through the rough patch they had.
I don't know. I don't want to say no.
Could you see your parents together today?
I mean, so they're civil now, you know? They've both been in, like, their own relationships since separating. They're not, my mom isn't currently in a relationship, but, like, when her and my dad are in the same room, they're great, you know, like, they get along well. Yeah. But I also think it's because it's in, like, those small doses, you know, it's fucking 4 or 5 times a year that they see each other. Yeah. Personality-wise, I don't think, although, like, their bad habits have changed, like, they've gotten sober, you know, that was, like, probably the biggest issue in their relationship. So, like, I don't know, maybe they would even say something different and say if, you know, now that they're sober, maybe it would work. But I just think personality-wise, they really haven't changed, you know? Like, my dad's still the same fucking guy. He just knows how to control himself. And same with my mom, you know? And I don't know that it would be a different outcome.
So what have you learned from being a child of divorce that you're going to bring into your marriage? What are some characteristics?
That's a good question, dude. Wow, that was nice. So I think it's a lot of things. Like, I don't think of, like, when I think about what, you know, my parents both having a drinking problem. Yeah. and that being like the fuel for a lot of their issues. I think.
Do you think it's symbolic though? For like, it doesn't have to be drinking. It could be just a problem in general.
Speaking like addiction wise, or with the relationship.
Yeah, addiction wise. You know. Like,
I mean, I think that I've got an addictive personality.
Yeah.
My parents have addictive personalities, which I believe is like a genetic trait. But the reason that, I'm not afraid to have a beer and shit is because I witnessed what they did when I was a kid, know? And that is something that's constantly in my head, is that, like, I don't want to go down that same path. And to the same point that we were saying with, like, our parents getting divorced, like, we don't want to end up like that either. Yeah. So we kind of approach life differently. We approach relationships differently. And, with alcohol and fighting being a big part of my parents' relationship while they were together, those are the things that, I make sure that I don't engage in, like, it's not like, I mean, me and JoJo are fortunate that we really don't fight much, but when it does get to that, like, my dad was the kind of guy that, like, punched holes in the walls, like, there was constantly, like, drywall patched up all over the house. I'll never be that guy. I'm never going to punch a hole in the wall.
100%.
And I said that when I was a kid. I was like, you're a fucking idiot for punching holes. What did that fix? Now you just have to fucking patch up a hole in the wall, and you're still fighting. Nothing changed. You just have a hole in our house now. Like, what the fuck did you do that for? So those are, like, the simple things that I think about. Like, I'll never be that guy. But holy shit, dude. Wow. That's a little scary. I've punched a hole in a wall in my house. I actually have a patched hole in my wall. Really? Yeah. I'm realizing that now as I say this.
Yeah. So I think you got it in you. You just haven't tapped.
I know I have it in me. But I keep myself in check because I witnessed, what I witnessed as a kid and don't want that for myself. Maybe in that one scenario I snapped or something. But
so would you call you have your medical marijuana card, but your weed intake an addiction?
I don't know. So we've talked about this a little bit. Like, I don't think there's like a chemical addictive trait to weed, but I think I have an addictive personality, right? Yeah. So same with like porn, obviously there's no chemical that's going in your body with porn. It's dopamine. But people definitely can be addicted to it. There's, plenty of examples out there. I think when there's certain things that like stimulate you, then you really enjoy, then you can form habits. And I definitely have a habit. And we've talked about like backwoods and stuff before. Like, I think when I'm smoking backwoods, those have a lot of nicotine in them, or like it's made from a tobacco leaf, so it contains nicotine. I think I do get like cravings and stuff for those when I'm smoking a lot of them. But also, like I've told you, I've just stopped smoking them sometimes cold turkey, and it's like not an issue.
So what if like I asked you like, yo, Pete, I want to challenge you to like not smoking for a month?
I'm capable of doing it, but like you have to like incentivize me or something, Like, okay, when I
got that's the caveat is like
it's not doing any harm to me, and I enjoy it, Like when we talk about,
I can say the same thing about beating off.
Yeah, and I said, good for you.
True. Facts. Yeah. No, fuck. You're right. And I'm not addicted to beating off. But
if all of a sudden I was saying, like, dude, I'm broke, I've got no money, and that I'm still smoking 7 backwoods a day, spending however much I spend on weed, then it might justify a conversation to be like, hey, man, like, well, maybe you should prioritize your funds a little more. And then that, but I would check myself on that before it ever got to that point, like, so I don't think I'm addicted to weed. Yeah. It's just like it serves a purpose in my life. And
what's that purpose?
Relaxing and unwinding when I want to. I have a really hard time sleeping and turning my brain off. Yep. Yeah, as you know, I text you at 3 o'clock in the morning more often than not.
Correct.
So it helps when it's time to like stop and shut down. It helps, But it's hard for me to say that with a straight face too, because I smoke like all day. I wake up and I smoke. But again, that's I've got a creative job now. I fucking do art for a living, so like maybe I justify it a little bit that way.
And I'm asking these questions, guys. I'm not pressing Pete. I ask these questions because I know a lot. I know a lot of people in their personal lives that smoke just as much as Peter, if not more. They're not. They don't. No one talks about it though. And like that's the fun thing about saying this out. But like. A lot of people I know fucking from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed are stoned every single day, and they function better like that. I used to work with kids all the time in the restaurant industry that would show up stoned, work stoned, and we're like the best.
And I think you
get
and this is me being the guy that smokes every day. Yeah. You got to say better with like a grain of salt too. You can't say they function better because maybe You said they function better like that. And even for myself, I don't know that if I was sober, maybe I would be better. Maybe I'd get more done. That doesn't
creep in your mind? Because that's what would creep in mine.
Sure, but I see the benefit that it gives me in like being able to, we talk about work-life balance all the time. And actually, like, I've been thinking about that conversation we had last week about work-life balance every day for the last week, about whether it even exists, if it's attainable, and what that means to me. Because you asked me, what is work-life balance? And I was like, fuck, I don't really know, but like feeling balanced you know? I think that's like a part of my balance, maybe, is...
It justifies you working 7 days a week?
Yeah, I don't mind working every day because it's under the conditions that I enjoy, Like, I don't... Some people, like, can't wait to get off work so they can go to the bar for happy hour and have a drink, I don't have that complex because, like, I make my own schedule. I work when I feel like working. Maybe I could, like, not smoke and then wait until after the tattoo session to smoke. But, like, what good is that doing me? Maybe I'm more creative when I smoke. I don't know.
I think smoking, though, is an introvert's version of going to the bar. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is, like, for me, I'm an extrovert, right? I like being out. So for me, going to the bar Friday afternoon for happy hour, like, fires me the fuck up. I think if you're an introvert, once everyone leaves, and like, you could just smoking it stoned, it's the best feeling in the fucking world, you know? Because you're just so content with your own self, and you're like, it's your perfect world. I totally get it.
Yeah. I'll admit, while we're on this conversation, the backwoods are like not a good thing. And I mean, I've talked to you about this plenty of times. It's something like I'm actively reducing in my life. I cut them out for like maybe a month.
Is there nicotine in backwoods?
Yeah. And it's like a natural leaf. It definitely is not good for you. You can tell when you're fucking touching it. They're like, why would you want to inhale the smoke that comes off of this? But for whatever reason, I enjoy it. You know, and
but it's kind of like smoking a cigar. I get it.
Yeah, right. It's more than a joint. You get bugged on a different level. But, I identify that. There's no one in my life going, Pete, you've really got to chill in the backwoods. There's no one in my ear saying, JoJo, I love that girl to death, and she's the best support system ever, but she'll also, like, let me smoke all the backwoods I want, No one's telling me I got to cut back, but I know, and
I could tell you, just cut the.
You could tell me, but it also wouldn't necessarily make me change anything,
That's so true.
But I know.
I bought you backwards too.
You bought me, and thank you for that. I smoked them, the bananas.
Were they fire?
They were really good.
Shout out banana backwoods.
They're fire.
Really?
The thing with those that's stupid though is like the only time you notice the banana is when you're like licking it to seal the thing closed, because they all taste the same when it's smoke, But I don't know, man. Like I think that is something, back to like the question 3 questions ago, like what's something that I'm taking from my parents' relationship today, and not even necessarily relationship wise, but I think I'm good at keeping self-check. Yeah. Which I think is an important trait for everyone to have, to be honest.
Self-diagnose.
Yeah. You got to.
Yep. And I think that's something that, like, with me and my weight is a similar thing, is like, I'm so real with myself. And like, when I look, I'm not like, I don't know. Like, I'm such a realist. Like, to me, if you're X amount over your weight or you look like X or whatever, there's a reason for it. Like it's very connected. Yeah. So I think that self-recognition,
especially because you've done it before,
1,000%. And but keeping yourself in check, it's bad in some aspects because it's usually delayed self. So I gotta start doing that a lot more, and that's a goal of my work-life balance, is to, like, instead of once every 6 months, which it typically has been, like, sit back and be like, yo, what have I been doing? Yeah. It's usually, I need it to be like once a month,
So I sent you that podcast about habits recently, and something that I thought was really good that I want to start applying to my own life, because they were talking about having goals and the importance of having goals, which is something we talk about a lot. Yeah. But to break those goals down and simplify them, in the sense where, like, they did a study or something where it was like, if you ask 100 people if they wanted to start a new savings routine with their finances, do you want to save $150 a month or $5 a day? 75-80% of people choose $5 a day. It's at the end of the month, it's the exact same amount of money. Yeah. But most people see that $5 a day goal as a smaller, more attainable goal. So do the same thing with your own goals, whatever they are, whether even if it's not financial, and even if it's not like simple math that breaks it down. Look at your goals and whatever they are.
Win the day.
And how do you break that down onto like a daily or weekly basis? If your goal is to make however much money this year, you need to know how much money you need to make every day. It avoids you procrastinating and waiting till the end because like it keeps you in check on a daily basis, you know? And I think that was like huge. When I heard that, I thought, because I'm a big procrastinator and I know it, you know, that's like definitely something that I'm guilty of. And I think a lot of us are.
Absolutely.
And that's a really easy way. If you're good at that self-diagnosis, you're gonna have a hard time failing your goal every single day and feeling okay with yourself. You know.
And I guess it's about that self-diagnosis. It's slowly breaking it down to go from once a month to once a week, from once a week to a few times a week, and then that to a day. Right. And when you're really doing that every day, and you're being like, "Yo, did I have a day of happiness that was like once every 2 weeks, you know, like, did I fucking go towards my shit today? Did I do X, Y, Z? Yeah. I think when you win the day and you just stack those days up, shit happens before you know it. Like, you know, when I think the 6 months ago, I was like, damn, that went by like that. Right. I know when you're in the thick of it, dude, like when I think about when we started this podcast, you know, it feels like a blink ago, you know, and if like I would have done X amount since then, dude, I would be a completely different person, whatever it would have been, you know? Yeah, right. So even though time seems so stretched, when you break it down, it really goes by pretty fast. Right.
And change, I think, always seems like a lot of work, slow, you know? Like, and you think about what it's going to take and all the things you're going to have to do differently. But like we're saying, when you can break it down on a smaller level, you know, and tackle it piece by piece, if that is your issue, you know, and you're looking at your goals or what you want to achieve and it seems unattainable, then maybe break it down and simplify it, you know, and start, what's the first step you need to just get in the right direction, you know? And I think that can be applied pretty broadly.
I get it, though. It's hard when you're in the thick of it. Like, for a good scale for us, like, we're in the first 6 months of this journey, right? Yeah. And, you know, we're you know, we want to keep growing and we want to keep building. But we're still in the first 6 months of this journey that's going to be hopefully very long, right? Yeah. But when you're in that thick of that journey and it feels like it's been a long time, or it feels like it's been, you know, like, why hasn't X, Y, Z came yet? Yeah. I get why it's hard to say, like, fuck it, dude. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Sure. You know, and I get it because when you lose weight, like the first 5 or 10 pounds is just water weight. And, you know, you could be down 10 pounds, look in the mirror and not see a goddamn thing, you know? And then you just stop because you're like, why the fuck am I doing this every day? And why the fuck am I pushing myself through this if it's not worth it? That's why a lot of people get to that cusp. And what they don't understand is those next 20 pounds will change your entire look. Yeah, because that's straight fat. So you're right there at the peak and the pinnacle of where you need to keep going. You just didn't take that next step. And in my opinion, people are always just one step away every single day from getting their dreams. It's just about that next step. And then you take that next step. And then you take that next step. And then before you know it, you'll be there, you know? And I think when I think of successful people, it's just because they kept taking those next steps, whether it was the next step of confidence or the next step of pushing for more or, you know, keep growing. I don't know one that's not successful that just never quit. Yeah, right. You know? So that's fucking it for today, guys. Holy shit. That was
all over the place.
I think that was fucking cool, man. Yeah. I really enjoyed that. From marriage to beating off, you know, 2 times a week.
Or 2 times a day. Who knows?
Or 2 times a day. That was it, guys. Thank you guys for watching our Boys Only episodes. Yeah. We just like to talk about shit that's not talked about in the real world. And for a good discussion. Yeah. So thank you guys for following along. If you have done it this far in the episode, we fucking love you.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Go jerk off.
Peace. Cry with me, yeah. Pour juice inside the soda, turn it over, watch it sing. Yeah. Sometimes it might be purple, sometimes it might be that pink. Probably roll that purple diesel, that shit Cuban like my links. But I really like that Cali, cause that shit don't make me trip. Rather flip a boat, nigga, I still serve a zip. I remember being broken, I was down bad on my dick. And she used to call me Ollie, now lil' shawty let me hit. Wait, well maybe it's just Bully, got a nigga confident. Remember all them dreams that I had when I was legit. They're like, yeah, I love the streets, but I'm still gon' go legit. Cause you know I need that German with that brand new fucking tip. Fell in love with them foreigns, watching a nigga Euro step. Got me feeling like I'm Harden, cause I'm plugged in with the ref. Like if you touch me wrong, you might get hit with this tech. Let them birds fly like
like a nigga causing West. And I swear they broke my heart when I seen them. But that shit, it made me strong. Now I'm right back on my best. Like bitches, leave me alone. Why I get linked on this tech? Like little bitches, leave me alone. Unless you gonna try that neck. Like little bitches, leave me alone. Unless you talking about a check. Boy, deuces out of soda, turn it over, watch it sink. Yeah, sometimes it might be purple, sometimes it might be that pink. Probably roll that purple diesel, that shit Cuban like my links. But I really love that Cali, cause that shit don't make me trip. Boy, deuces out of soda, turn it over, watch it sink. Yeah, sometimes it might be purple, sometimes it might be that pink. Probably roll that purple diesel, that shit Cuban like my links. But I really love that Cali, cause that shit don't make me trip. Yeah.